It's 7 minutes past 7. Although you would appreciate this and be more of a fan if I told you that the Golden Lion pub in Todmorden, which is in West Yorkshire, they have the Aetherius Society get together and talk about UFOs. Now, you know, it's a pub, so that's why your interest would be piqued.
Yeah, of course.
For me, you know, I'm a big fan of UFOs. You know that. I love the whole concept of it. So as soon as I found out about these people, I want to get them on the phone. And Ayub is on the phone. So can you tell us about the Aetherius Society?
Yeah, sure. The Aetherius Society is an international spiritual organization dedicated to spreading and acting upon the guidance and teachings of advanced extraterrestrial intelligence.
Right.
So in great compassion, we believe that these beings recognize that the extent of suffering on Earth and have made countless sacrifices and made it their mission to help us to create a better world. And that's and the Aetherius Society plays a very unique role in cooperating with them and working with them. And the society was founded in the mid-1950s by an Englishman by the name of Dr. George King.
It's interesting, though, when you say 1950s, and, you know, I'd like to also obviously preface by the fact that everything's met with a great dose of skepticism by a lot of people, and I don't actually have an issue with that. Well, I also approach everything with a great deal of paranoia as well, and conspiracy from my point of things, because, you know, I like to hedge all of my bets. But, you know, I find it really interesting, the correlation between a lot of the sightings of UFOs came around about the introduction of the atom bomb, which, you know, when you talk about aliens wanting to come and try and save the Earth, you know, and the fact that we're seeing more and more sightings of late as well. For me, I see that correlation. I don't know how that fits with your thinking.
Definitely, yeah. We believe there's a very definite strategy, there's a definite plan behind these sightings and behind these contacts that people are having all over the world. There's so many YouTube videos about it. There's so many people in governments, in the military, who have come forward. I don't know if you've heard of the Disclosure Project. I find that amazing, the fact that this one organization managed to gather together 800 people from governments, military, and kind of officialdom, basically, in governments across the world, to come together to say that aliens do exist.
Because you wouldn't see governments doing that. Now, even before, you know, when Hillary Clinton was running for president, there was talk of her disclosing something from a government department or any government. They don't like to release information. The plausible deniability just doesn't hold water anymore.
It doesn't. And I think as time goes on, when you study the Aetherius Society teaching, you get on a deeper level, you start to understand that there is a definite plan and the design behind these sightings and contacts, and the release of evidence even as well. And that's gradually trickling through over the years and decades. And it was all over the news yesterday about the first female British astronaut going on record and saying that aliens do exist. And she says there's no two ways about it. Aliens do exist. There are so many billions of stars out there in the universe. There must be all sorts of different forms of life. And she also believes that aliens could be even among us right now, but we simply can't see them.
Well, you know, I draw the line, by the way, at shapeshifters, even though, you know, I'm all for our good reptilian friends, but for me, you know, like the shapeshifters, I'm kind of drawing the line there. But if you look at the YouTube videos as well, I believe that some of them, this is just my personal opinion, perhaps are military aircraft, okay? But the other things like the huge worm thing that we see, and that's all over the world recently, this, what looks like just a giant worm that, you know, moves across the sky. This is something without wings, and this is, I can't see how anybody can give me a logical explanation as to what this is.
Yeah, the term UFO means unidentified flying object. Not all of sightings of UFOs are going to be alien craft. They could be natural phenomena, they could be mistaken for satellites, they could be mistaken for lots of different things. And I'm very skeptical myself of sightings that I've had over the years and of other people's sightings as well. I don't necessarily believe if anyone says that, oh, I saw an alien spacecraft, that I believe them 100% straight, because there's a whole process of inquiry that goes on in my head, and that I like to kind of go through to rule out that it's not this, it's not that, it's not this terrestrial phenomena. That said, you know, there are a lot of sightings that have been skeptically analyzed and are proven to be something beyond what would be normal terrestrial matter. It can't be explained.
Yeah, sure. Hang on, I'll get you to hang on there a second, because I want to talk to you more about it and how I'm going to get Jack involved. And you know that your favourite band, Blink-182, Tom DeLonge's into all this.
Yeah. He loves
so is that enough of a reason for you to get involved?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
You into it? Okay, good. Right. Maybe come over to my place on Sunday, I'll play you some of these YouTube videos.
Okay.
If you like. And you can also put some Blink-182 on, okay?
Nice.
All right, we'll talk some more in just a moment with Ayub about this and about how we can get connected. So we've got Ayub on the phone from the Aetherius Society. We were talking about this a moment ago about, my belief in UFOs and, extraterrestrials and extraterrestrial life, and they believe in that as well. And I told you before my theory, Jack, and I think it still holds water, that, that the planet Earth is just part of a roadmap in the Milky Way, and that's why we've got crop circles.
So it's like turn up. And, I could see that. Yeah,
it makes sense. Doesn't it? You're a UFO. You're flying past Earth, and you see a crop circle, and it tells you to turn right.
Oh right, yeah. Next service is 24 miles.
Yeah, and which is why we've got to preserve the Earth. And Ayub, I want to talk to you about this. What do we do with the information? Because we're seeing so much stuff, from UFOs and things like that. But what do we do with the information that we're actually getting here?
It's a very, very good question. And coming back to what you were saying earlier on about since the times of the atom bomb, and yes, I think that was a time when you study Aetherius Society teachings and a lot of the communications that were given through Dr. George King, we get the understanding that they've always been interested in us with us for millions of years. They've been watching over us, they've been protecting us, they've been helping us in so many different ways for millions of years that we've been on this planet. But during the time when we rediscovered, we believe, the atomic bomb and the power within the atom and used it to kill people, that's when they started to up their interest levels. And since then, they've been working out a strategy which we believe is part of a much bigger cosmic plan or divine plan for the spiritual awakening and enlightenment of humanity. And this includes sightings all over the world. This includes contacts with very specialized people, including Dr. King, because we believe that Dr. George King was the primary terrestrial mental channel. He was one of the most important, if not the most important, communicative channels of information about the true motivations and the true reasons for why aliens are actually coming to Earth. The sightings are gradually starting to awaken people step by step.
Jack's interest was because I told him, that he had meetings at a pub, and so for him that was just, oh, okay, now I'm interested,
Of course.
Although after this chat, I think I can see parts of him becoming a little bit more aware.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How can people be involved in this?
So we have a wide range of different activities, all centered around service to humanity, helping as many people as possible. If you go to our website, aetherius.org, that's AETHERIUS.org, you'll find a lot more information about the work that we do.
Well, we do make contact. They're going to go, take me to your leader, and we're going to have to go, apart from, I believe there's a woman at the United Nations whose job it is to make contact.
That.
If, it's not too presumptuous and not too much of a thought of grandeur, I'd like to be involved as well in the initial meetings. I've got a lot to say.
I'm sure you do. It sounds like you've done your homework into this subject matter, and it's great.
Now, nice to talk to you. One day I'm going to see one. I'll tell you. One day you're going to see a UFO. You're going to come in and you go, Phil, I've suddenly got a new respect for you, which would be nice.
Do you reckon that's what the guy who sits next to Loch Ness every day goes, one day I'm going to see it. One day.
I'm going to make you a believer, and I'm not even a member of the Monkeys.
I'm pleased.
There you go. 7:25. It's the Ugly Phil Breakfast Show on Fixed Radio. Okay, coming up, when reality TV